Hi everybody and welcome back to Hex Token Channel, your host Superman in the house. Now we're going to be talking about how to buy ETHW and HEX on the Ethereum Pow network. This is one of two recent forks of the Ethereum proof of stake, and of course it is a proof of work chain, Ethereum Pow. So we're going to look at how to buy and sell HEX on there, and obviously you're going to need to buy some ETHW in the meantime. So let's quickly have a look at a quick summary, and then I'm going to get into a couple of examples on the actual sites you actually need to use. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Check it out. So here we are with the summary. You're going to need your wallet, of course. It'll need to be on the Ethereum network. You'll need to have that setting. And of course, you're going to then want to use swap space. This is a cross-chain swap. And basically, they can buy and sell assets across different chains and, of course, different tokens and coins and swap that for you, which is a nice, a really cost-effective service and pretty fast as well. Now, it's been around for a long time, Space Swap, and also uses another site called ChangeNow and many other providers to provide you the swap. So basically, you're going to swap Ethereum there, the coin on the Ethereum blockchain, for ETHW, which is the coin used for gas fees on the ETH Pow network. So that's what you're going to have to do. And that's a couple of steps, and that's very simple, but we're going to have a little look at that later. Stay tuned for that. And of course, the next step, so that's step one. Step two, or basically that ETHW will show up in your wallet, but you'll then have to add the Ethereum Pow network on that wallet to be able to see it in the MetaMask. And of course, you're going to have to import the contract for that. Sorry, you'll be able to see that, but you have to import the mainnet for Ethereum Pow into your wallet so you can see that network. The next thing you have to do, of course, is you're going to need to swap your Ethereum W, the coin on the Ethereum Pow network, for HEX, which is a token on that network. And of course, the HEX will use the same contract as on Ethereum, but it's on a different chain. So really, there's two copies of each other, but using the same code, but on different networks. You're going to need KyberSwap. It's a bit like Uniswap. You'll have to use that, and that's an on-chain swap there. So meaning on-chain, meaning that you're swapping tokens and coins on the Ethereum Pow network. And of course, you're going to need to swap that. So you need ETHW to buy HEX on there and so forth. And then, of course, that's going to end up being in your wallet. But of course, you're going to have it on the ETH Pow settings so you can see which network you actually have to be on with your wallet. Once you've got that, of course, you will then be able to import the HEX token contract. It's the same contract as on the Ethereum network. It's just been forked over or copied over into the Ethereum Pow network. You're going to need to import it though, just like you do on Ethereum or MetaMask, just so you can see it in your wallet. You don't have to, of course. You can always just see it in the Block Explorer for ETH Pow. We'll look at that too. Now, there's a final step, which is optional. And of course, if you want to stake your HEX, you can do that. You can stake your HEX in app.icosa.pro. That's a multi-purpose dApp that's used for HEX, Hedron, and Icosa. And of course, you can use it cross-chain for the Ethereum network, the Ethereum Pow network, and the Ethereum Fair network. I'll be doing a video on the Ethereum Fair. So that's pretty much the process. Pretty easy. Swap space and KyberSwap. That's kind of what you have to remember there. And of course, we're going to have a look. Before you move on, though, you're going to need to add in your MetaMask if that's what you're using, or whatever wallet. Follow a similar process. You'll have to click the profile circle up in the top of your MetaMask wallet, top right, and of course, click Settings. You're going to then click Networks and then click Add a Network, because obviously you're used to using Ethereum, but you're going to need to add the Ethereum Pow network. So you're going to have to add the network details below and then click Save. And then once you've done that, you would have added the Ethereum Pow network, or ETHW mainnet, as we're calling it here. You're going to have to add the PRC URL, the chain ID, which is 10,001, the symbol, of course, HW, and of course the Block Explorer there, OK link. You'll have to add that as well. This is where you can you don't have to actually add the network in. You can just take this Block Explorer and paste your address in there. And if you did get a copy over on the fork, you'll be able to see it there. If you haven't, of course, you can always buy, as we're showing you how to do that here. So that's pretty much it. Let's get into some of the actual actions that you're going to be wanting to use. And of course, we're going to switch back into the previous slide so that you can see where we're going here. And of course, that is the process. So step one, swap space. So before you do this, of course, you want to know what the price of ETH Pow is, because if you're sending Ethereum over, you want to know. So at the moment, it's currently $10.75. You can see it's called ETHW here on CoinGecko. and you can find it at coingecko.com, coins Ethereum Pow. And of course, you can see a whole of price history. But importantly, let's say that you wanted to buy $1,000 worth of ETHW. You're gonna get 93 coins. So you're gonna get 93 ETHW at the moment. That gives you a good idea of how much you're gonna be able to buy. The other thing you want to know, of course, here on Deck Screener is what the actual prices are of the assets of HEX on the Ethereum Pow. You can have to scroll down all the way down to this icon here, which is if you hover over it, the little name pops up, says Ethereum Pow. And of course, what I like to do is sort by liquidity up here, and it will show you the top liquidity pairs where you'll actually be able to trade. Just remember, whatever you're going to be trading, you need to know how much you're going to move the price. So you get a good idea of that. Now we can see number 5 and number 6, number 7 here, some HEX at WETH. Now this WETH is actually ETHW, so it's just misrepresented. Just remember that. And of course, we've got 3 different tokens here, pools that we've got. Now all the prices are probably pretty much the same. So the price at the moment for HEX on the ETH Pow network is 0.001712, so just under 2/10 of a penny. It's been as high as 4/10 of a penny, and it moves around a bit. So just take that into account. Looks like it's up 20% over the last 24 hours. And you can see the difference of time there. You can also see the volume, $44,000 traded on this pair, 137,000 on this pair, etc. And it's on Vision 2 and Vision 3. So it gives you an idea of what it is. So if you had $1,000, you just have to divide it by this price to give an idea of how much you would get, obviously subject to slippage. So $1,000 divided by 0.0017, which is the current price of HEX, would get you about 588,000 HEX there. So just remember that. So that gives you an idea of how to do that. So once you know how much HEX you're going to be actually able to buy there on using CoinGecko and DEX tools there, or Deck Screener, I should say, then you can obviously jump over to the first step, and let's say you're using $1,000 on SwapSpace. You're going to go to SwapSpace. I'll leave the links in the video description. The first thing you want to do is, of course, you're going to use ETH to buy it. So you're going to need to reverse the ETH there. Just hit the button there. And of course, SwapSpace has been around for years, or widely used. And then, of course, you're going to look for ETHW, right? The coin that you're after. So they do have it. They don't have every pair, but they do have a pretty wide range. And of course, if we put in the amount that we want to do here, let's put in, I'm not sure how much that's going to be, 0.75, say. That might be $1,000 worth. We can always see. So what you can do is type in USDC here. And of course, that will give you an idea of how much your Ethereum is. 0.75. That will be, let's see how much that's worth in US dollars. Let's say we had 1,000. So that's telling me it's going to be about $1,000. So that's pretty good. So let's just tab that off there at 0.74, and that might get us to 75. Let's just leave it at 0.75 ETH. We're going to get $1,000 worth. So now we're going to change this out. Now we know how much it is. We're going to go to ETH Pow, select that, and how much is that going to give us? That's going to give us, let's see how much it's going to give us. It's going to give us 94.46 ETHW. Remember when we looked on the CoinGecko under ETHW, it said $1,000 is going to give us 93. So that's pretty much correct. So once we're happy with that, we got ETH. We're going to buy ETHW. We're going to click View Offers, and of course, it's going to give us all these different providers. Change Now is obviously a very popular one, and it's got a big 5-star rating there. It's going to take 14 to 34 minutes. It's going to give us, looks like it's going to give us the most ETHW as well. And of course, all we have to do is got best offer there. We click exchange. So we're happy with that. We can select some of the others, but we're going to select the best one. And of course, click that. So this is our second step. And of course, we're moving on to the third step. So all we have to do is take our address, of course, in our MetaMask wallet. So we're going to copy this in our Play wallet here. And of course, we're going to paste it into the ETHW address. Now, remember, we can use the same address on Ethereum and ETHW. It's just the chain that we're changing over. So we're going to paste it in. It says provide the ETH refund address, optional. That's optional. I don't put that in, and you can click next. Look, it's going to create the exchange. Click next. And let's see where we go from here. So step 3. Now it says connect wallet. You don't have to connect wallets. You can just take the 0.75 ETH that you're going to do, and you're going to send it to this wallet. So just click a copy here, and all you're going to do is make sure that you're on the Ethereum network, because remember, we're sending Ethereum to their Ethereum wallet. So that's what's happening. We're sending Ethereum to the swap space Ethereum wallet, and they're going to send us ETHW on the Pow network. So this is how it's really cheap, because all we're doing is paying a transfer fee, and it's a really good alternative to, say, a centralized exchange or something like that, which is another option you have, right? So we're doing this all decentralized. So we just click send on there, and of course paste in the address that we had, and of course then we have to just put in 0.75. Now I don't have, this is just a Play wallet, so I have nothing in there. You can see it's $1,000, and all I have to do is click next and pay that, and that will go to their wallet on SwapSpace. They're going to be saying awaiting payment. They're also going to have a time frame of 1.5 hours, but they're pretty much going to honor it anyway. They'll just let that process. They do have a point maybe when it does get knocked off, but for the most part this stays on there. So once that's done, of course, it will process, and then it will process for you, and then what happens is that it will show up in your wallet. All you have to do is, if you've sent it to the same wallet but on a different chain, you just have to swap over to the ETHW network, and of course then you will see your ETHW on this side, which is cool. It's because of the coin, you don't have to import the contracts. Very, very cool. So that's the first step of getting ETHW. So now we have ETHW in our wallet. The second step is going to KyberSwap and doing an on-chain swap now. And so we just select the KyberSwap here. We just have to make sure that we're on the right network, Ethereum Pow. So you just come up here. You've got our wallet. We're connected. Just make sure you connect, and then make sure that you're on the right one here, ETH Pow. Now, there is one issue with ETH Pow, and that is the US dollars. There's no stable coins in the Ethereum Pow network, because obviously they get copied over. So all the US dollars you see are all not real on this chain. So just ignore them, and remember to use a good one is to use CoinGecko as a nice reference there under ETHW price there, just so you know. So everything else on there is not real. So the one thing we want to do is, of course, how much did we get? I think we got quite a few. We got 93.9. So let's pretend that we got this amount here in terms of what we got purchased. We're going to put that up in here. And of course, remember this ETHW is the Ethereum Pow network. This is the main coin. So how much is it going to say? We have to pick up the hex here. We have to type it in. Now you won't have hex. You'll have to manually import it. I already have it, so I'm going to click hex there. And how much is it going to give us? 574,000, which is pretty close to what I calculated before. So that's pretty neat there. So remember, I took the $1,000 and I divided by the price here on Dex Screener of 0017. That's pretty close to what we had there. Yeah, this will give you the actual slippage though. So if your buying is a bit big, it will give you the slippage as well. Once again, ignore the US dollar numbers; they're all false. And of course, here we are. That's how much hex we'll get. Obviously, it's going to calculate the best rate there. Now, if you did have funds in here, I have no funds in this, then all you have to do is click confirm, just like you would on Uniswap there. It does give you the path upon which it's giving it to you. And so it's going to give you the swap there. And what will happen is that will end up going into your wallet, and it will show up here as hex on the ETH Pow network. Now, like I say, you will have to import the contract, which you can do. You can find the hex contract on Etherscan, which is on the Ethereum network. Just copy the address. Remember, it's using the same contract. And of course, the contract details are down here under the code and etc. So just so you know. And what you have to do is, if you can't see the contract there, just go to select token and paste it in, and it will pull up the hex contract there, and you will be able to accept that. So that's how easy that is. So once you've confirmed the transaction, your ETHW will go out of your wallet, and you'll have to approve it, of course, approve the spend of ETHW, and then you'll be able to transfer it. So there's normal two steps: approve the ETHW spend, and then confirm the transaction that you want to do. Once you've finished, of course, and you've imported the token in here, you can also import it into your wallet, and therefore type hex here, and 8 digits, 8 decimal places. As you see on the Ethereum's contract here, it's got the contract and the decimals is 8 decimal places behind it. So you can see that behind the hex here, it's got 8 decimal places. And there we are. That will be done. And click add custom token, and of course you'll be able to see the token and the balance of hex that you got, which is over $500,000 hex in this case, 574,000, which is pretty nice. So that's how easy that is. Now, obviously, you can also, so that gets us to the second step where we've swapped ETHW for hex, and of course that will show up in our wallet. We've imported the hex contract. The final step is optional. We can stake it at app.acoza Pro. Stake hex. Just make sure that you're on the Ethereum Pow network when you stake there, because obviously you can also stake Ethereum on the Ethereum network, and of course the Ether network as well. That's 3 blockchains, so very important there. So the other thing, of course, is that you're probably looking at the details of the actual blockchain. So you don't even have to add, if you don't want to participate, maybe you got a free copy of HEX on that chain, you're not actually buying it, then all you have to do is go to the block explorer. You don't even have to add the network if you don't want to interact for a long time to come. And you can just check the blockchain, put in your address, so you can take your address there. The blockchain for Ethereum Pow is oklink.com, and you can see it's /EN for English and /ETHW there. And of course, you can paste in your address, click search, and without even adding the network, you can see what assets you have under this wallet, right? So it's pretty easy to do. Let me pick up another one here that actually has a little bit of something in it, and let's have a look at this one. So this should pull up something there. So yeah, that's got a little bit of ETH. I had a little bit of ETH in this wallet, and it's copied over to ETHW. These are all play wallets here on the HEX token. So that's pretty much how that works. And of course, you can go to iCoza Pro there to do the staking. They'll put that in a different video, but it's pretty easy to do. So hope you guys like that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Catch me for the next video. We'll be doing the Ether network, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Take care now. And of course, don't forget the process as well. All right, bye for now. Take care. See you. Oh, the one thing I was going to say about KyberSwap is it's a good idea to, when using a new DEX, is to use a separate wallet in terms of sending the ETHW and HEX to in a separate wallet, so that you're not interrupt using a wallet that's got your HEX on the Ethereum blockchain, so that you isolate any risk interacting with new DEXs. So it's always a good rule of thumb there. All right, okay, take care, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. I'll catch you next one. Bye for now.